Good morning. Today is November 20th. It is my birthday today. And one of the things that I always try to do, or I like to do, is I like to be informative on my birthday. I always teach somebody something. So it kind of fell right in line with what I want to do here. Let's talk about federal courts, right? So the federal court, this is pretty interesting. They are designed to be independent. This means they aren't controlled by president or Congress. This independence is crucial for ensuring that judges can make impartial decisions based on law without fear of political pressure or reprisal. All right, so what we understand here is that this federal court area, when they make a decision, these decisions they make can have national impact. So they can make decisions that impact you nationally. Kind of what we saw with the federal court judge that's in Texas that struck down getting individuals or those who would have benefited from the from getting extra money from the Biden administration in relation to their job. If you haven't seen it, you can definitely go and look it up. I think his name is Judge Sean Jordan, and he just pretty much decided after lobbyists went against this to give those pay increases to those individuals that are affected. So it's interesting when the law says that they're independent because it's without fear of any political pressure or reprisal. Excuse me. All right, but here's what's interesting: the president nominates all federal judges. So the president of the United States will nominate a federal judge, and that federal judge will get put where they need them to be within all of our states. Yet, not the president nor the Congress are federal judges accountable to. Now, understand the hierarchy of what I'm talking about here. We, the people, elect the president. The president puts these federal judges in place. But we, the people, don't check them. Neither do the president or Congress. They're kind of their own entity. So who is giving these individuals any of the checks and balances is my biggest problem. So one of the things they say is impeachment. Like the president, federal judges can be impeached by Congress for misconduct. This is a rare occurrence, but acts as a check on judicial power. Okay, so we know that someone would have to find out or do something to say that you did something wrong. But here was a problem with that. We saw the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. Go and look up the money that they took in. And they changed the interpretation of the law to simply say that it's not a bribe if you get the money after you've done the action. That just changed the interpretation. Now, I still believe that it's a bribe. If you are paid to do something for someone, but you don't get paid till after it's done, to me, you still did the job. So how did we get there? But that's the interpretation, and that is what they do. So we kind of have to figure out. We have to figure this out. So ultimately, the federal courts answer to the Constitution. The job is to interpret the Constitution and ensure that laws passed by Congress and actions taken by the president are consistent with it. The Constitution is written to protect the people. But you and me, we can say that this is against my constitutional rights, but we have installed a system, a systematic working system to say that it's your job to interpret this. So now we've given that power away, and somehow we have to put ourselves back to kind of take a little bit of it back. Because if you believe that your constitutional rights have been taken away, number one, you're going to have the finances to fight for it. That's number one. You're going to have the finances to fight for it. Understand this, that we have seen that the installation of certain individuals by certain individuals. This means we've put a president in and they have installed a judge or federal judge, and you start to see motions and decisions go in the favor of these specific judiciary individuals. That cannot be by accident. It is by design. So find out who installed a federal judge and then start to see how they are putting forth this information, because clearly you can look at it and say that it's not as independent as you would like it to be. Now you got to understand something that's pretty interesting. Lifetime appointments help ensure that federal judges are independent and free from political pressure. They can make decisions based on law and the Constitution without fear of losing their jobs, right? So this area, it doesn't have the check and balance of being nervous or having to be accountable for making a decision that we found out you could have been or probably did get bribed into, or you were put here to circumvent or specifically to tear something down. When they give a definition, the simple definition is supposed to be the most purest form of that definition. This person that is installed is only there to interpret the law. Now, here's the question to interpret the Constitution. Here's the question. It begs the answer, and you need to understand this. Is the Constitution there to protect the majority or the minority's interest? That's it. That's the question. Because if you really give it some consideration, an individual will bring up, let's take a corporation, they will bring up a bill, not a bill, they will bring up a motion to the court that says, like this last motion, it's not fair to us to have to pay these people. So the Department of Labor overstepped their bounds, saying that we had to pay those people. That's a minority going up against the majority. So the Department of Labor said, hey, you guys should increase this. Here's an increase plan to make sure that these people start to get an increase in pay. Somebody came back and said, hey, you can't do that to us. So constitutionally, somebody popped in on that Constitution and said, hey, well, actually, Judge Sean Jordan popped in on the Constitution and said, no, we can't do, that the Department of Labor overstepped its bounds in relation to telling the corporations, that you had to pay your citizens, your employees, more money in this manner. And like I said, by all means, please go look up Sean Jordan in his latest information. But I wanted to get you guys to understand that if citizens don't get some type of power, if citizens don't get some type of legislative authority, we're going to have issues. We are going to have issues. So please consider letting me be your representative, your candidate, and go out and tell somebody. Go out and pass my name on. Go out and show them my TikTok, show them my Instagram, show them my Facebook, show them my YouTube. Go out there and give them this info and give them my name, Rodney Christopher Glover. Today he's 42 years old and he's asking for your support to be governor of Florida and put the citizens in control of the state. It's got to start somewhere, so it needs to start here. Citizens need to have a lot more power to do a lot more things. And I'm just going to tell y'all again, any form of immunity I am not for. If the citizens do not have a way to hold you accountable, I don't want you there. I don't want that position. I don't want any position that the citizens can't say, you know what, you've made a lot of decisions that have not been for us, and you're out of there. You are out of there. We don't like how you interpret the Constitution, and we let our citizens vote on that, and we just don't like it. So you have a great day. You all have a great day too, and I'll see you again.